Hello friends. Today we're talking about part 3 of how to start doing the FlyLady system. And so we've talked about so far how to start doing your routines. That will be your first layer or your first spinning plate. The second is what to do next, which is the basic weekly plan. So that's your second spinning plate or your second layer of your cake. The third layer of your cake is zones. So we want to start working in zones. What are zones? Well, zones are divisions in your house. So you're splitting your house into parts. Zone 1 is the entryway. That's the front door, side door, the garage door, any entryway into your home. So it's the outside and inside of the entryway. Some homes have foyers. Some homes have just opens right into the living room. Some might have a mudroom, say off the garage. Some might just open into the back great room or whatever. It's like the sliding glass door in the back. You may have a deck. You may have a patio. You may have a stoop. Whatever you have, the door itself and the surroundings are zone 1. Also, zone 1 can entail the stairs. If your stairs come down near the front door, which most do, that's the opportunity for you to do the deep cleaning on the stairs. If there is an understair closet or a front hall closet, you can include that in zone 1. The mudroom or the laundry room could be zone 1. It could also be zone 3. We'll talk about that in a minute. So anything around the front door, you're really working on that, or the outside of the garage door. Maybe in the garage itself you have a place for shoes or sports equipment that is right by the door, so you can organize that. On the front door, the front porch, the front stoop, you want to sweep that off and have your sidewalk clear. So that is zone 1. Zone 2 is the kitchen. If you have an eat-in kitchen, it's the eat-in kitchen, the whole thing. But it's the kitchen. So that's zone 2. Zone 3 is other room. So that's always the hall bathroom and one other room, which could be your laundry room or your mudroom. It could be your office, your spare bedroom, your craft room. I started to say break room, but oh no, that's at work. So there are lots of rooms that you could have. A sunroom. There are lots of rooms that could be considered other rooms. So that's what you'll be working on zone 3. Zone 4 is your master bedroom, your master closet, and if you have one, your master bathroom. That's all zone 4. Zone 5 is the main living area. So if you have a great room and then you've got a formal living room and a formal dining room, the great room is going to be the main living area. The formal dining room can be an other room, or if that formal dining room is right near the front door, you could have that as part of your entryway. Let's see what else. So anyway, that would be zone 5, the living room. If you have just one room and a dining room, you can consider that dining room and that one room, the great room, all as one room, the living area. Or again, you can break the dining room off and consider it part of zone 1. Okay, now we break our zones up by the month. So right now, I'll show you a calendar. We'll just flip to, I don't know, what month is this? November. Okay, this is November. Hope you can see it. That's November in my planner. So as you can see, the first day of the month happens to fall on a Monday. That's the beginning of zone 1. So during the week, if you're an at-home homemaker, you have 4 days in zone 1 in this example: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If you're taking your free day on Tuesday, you can move that around. Let's say you wanted your Tuesday on a Friday, then you could say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then your free day on Friday. I said take your Tuesday on a Friday, I meant take your free day on a Friday. So that would be zone 1. If you're a payroll homemaker, then you're going to do it on Saturday, and you're going to do what happened during the week with the at-home homemakers. So you're going to be doing zone 1 on Saturday. Zone 2 is the next week. Zone 3 is the next week. Zone 4 is the next week. And then the last week, in this example, we just have 2 days of zone 5. Monday and Tuesday. If you had Tuesday as your free day, you would just have 1 day of zone 5. But let's see what December looks like. It's always going to be different every month. So let's see. Okay, so I've got some things written in here, but that's okay. Just ignore this part. So that was zone 5 right there. So zone 1 is going to start on Wednesday. And you're going to have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, zone 1, or Saturday if you're a payroll homemaker. Zone 2, the kitchen. Zone 3, the bathroom and other room. Zone 4, the master bedroom. And look, zone 5 is almost the whole week. What is the whole week? So you have a whole week of zone 5. Let's see one more. Let's just pop back to June. Okay, here's an example of June. So the 1st of June falls on a Tuesday. So if that was your free day, you wouldn't have anything. Then you would have 1, 2, 3 days of zone 1. This Monday would have been the month before, zone 5. Zone 2, 3, 4, and zone 5 in this case would be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Tuesday's your free day. You would just have 2 days of it. And then zone 1 would pick up out here. Does that make sense? I surely hope so. Okay, so I'll usually tell you what zone we're in when I talk to you on our lives on Monday. So we're going to split the zones up into 5 weeks during the month. And when you work in your zone, you're going to be doing your routines every day almost. You're going to do your basic weekly plan based on whether you're an at-home homemaker or a payroll homemaker. So the basic weekly plan can happen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or if you're a payroll homemaker, maybe your weekly home blessing hour happens on Saturday. Your free day you don't have because you work. Your planning and desk day can happen someday during the week your planning and desk day can happen Sunday afternoon, or Saturday afternoon, or maybe an evening during the week. Your errand day can happen anytime during the week that you arrange to pick up your groceries or have them delivered. Car and purse day can happen on your lunch hour anytime during the week. Family fun day happens on Saturday. Renew your spirit happens on Sunday. So it's similar, but not exactly the same because you have a different schedule. So when we go to zones, if you're a payroll, you can do them in 1 hour on Saturday morning before you do the basic weekly plan. I know we said basic weekly plan is the second layer, but I like you to get your zone done first and then your weekly plan, okay? So when you finally get to zones, you flip those. So your zone means you're going to work for 15 minutes, 4 days a week, or in the case of payroll, 1 hour on Saturday. You're going to do 4 different sections or same section in a room. So let's say that it is zone 2, the kitchen, and your kitchen is cluttered. You have stuff all over your countertops, things on the table, dishes in the sink. Well, the dishes in the sink will be resolved by doing your routines. But the stuff all over the counter has no place to go because all of your hidden spaces, your pantry and your cabinets, under your sink, your cupboards, are stuffed full. So you're going to pick 4 things to do in your kitchen, knowing that it's not all going to get done in 1 week. This is the dripping of water that wears away stone. This is the consistency trumps intensity. This is something we're going to do over and over again and slowly but surely evolve and come out of this mess. The time is going to pass anyway. Let's get it going. Let's work a little bit at a time. This can be the last one of these kinds of systems you follow. If you follow this and you're true to yourself and you make the small promises to yourself and you keep your promises. So promise that you're going to work in your zone for 15 minutes. I like most people that are at-home homemakers to get this done before 9 o'clock in the morning, 15 minutes. So you've gotten up, done your morning routine, and now you're going to do your zone in your kitchen. So let's say that you want to start with something simple, your silverware drawer, 15 minutes. So you work on your silverware drawer for 15 minutes, going through it. What do I want to keep? What do I want to throw away? What do I need to put somewhere else? So when you open the silverware drawer, maybe you have straws in your silverware drawer. Maybe you don't want to keep straws in your silverware drawer. Maybe you want to keep them in another drawer. So Once you get everything arranged, maybe you have a can opener in there. You didn't want a manual can opener. Maybe you don't want to keep that in there as well. So eventually you'll get it the way you want it in 15 minutes. Put on your music, get to work, and when the timer stops, that's when you stop. And you say, wow, that looks a whole lot better. Throw your trash away, complete the process. Throw the trash away. There'll be all kind of trash in there. Twist ties, crumbs. I don't know how do crumbs get in your drawer, but they just do. Clean out the tray. Just things that don't belong in there will be out. Trash will be in the garbage, and things that you need to give away can go in a giveaway box. And you take that out to the car and you put it in the back of the car. You don't say, well, there's not enough in there yet. Just take it and put it in the back of the car, please. If you leave it in the house, you're going to re-assimilate it. It's going to come back in, or somebody else is going to say, oh, I've been looking for this. And they really weren't, but they thought they were, because when they saw it, it triggered something in them. So put it in the car, cover it up, put it in the garbage, tie up the garbage bag, okay? All right, so let's say that you worked on your silverware drawer one day, and you just worked on your, under your sink one day, maybe only under half the sink if it's really bad, maybe the other half another day, maybe you worked in your dishes in the cabinet one day. Each time you're going to be making more and more space, so that eventually when you get to all the different cabinets, all the different drawers, all the different cupboards, you're going to be able to say, wow, now I have a place to put my Instant Pot, my crock pot, my bullet, my toaster. I have a place to put those things so they're not crowding up my countertop. Am I saying that you have to have nothing on your countertops? No, not at all. There are things that you're going to want to keep out on your countertop. I have things on my countertop. I have my Keurig coffee maker. I have my instant tea kettle, you know, the plug-in electric tea kettle. I have a container that holds utensils. And that's about it. I don't have too much out, but a few little things, and it still looks nice and clean and pretty. And it's, you know, it's your house. You get to fix it the way you want, but I know you're not happy or you wouldn't be watching these videos. So try to do this. The rules are, get a box, a basket, and a bag or something similar, so you can differentiate when you're throwing things away, the bag, giving things away, the box, putting things away, the basket. So when you run across things that don't belong in your kitchen, they go in the basket, and when you're done, you go put that away. You don't run in the middle of doing your 15 minutes. You stay right where you are. You plant your feet. So first thing, get a drink of water, go to the bathroom. Make sure you're not hungry, set your timer, make sure your kids are great for the next 15 minutes. Unless somebody is bleeding, they don't need to come interrupt you. If they just have a little tiff between themselves, they'll have to deal. 15 minutes you can do this without them bothering you, okay? Be firm but kind. And then when you're done, give them some accolades. Good job, kids. Thanks for letting me work in there. I really appreciate it. Or thanks for helping me work in there. Okay. All right, so that's how we do the third part of the FlyLady system. So we have 3 parts. The routines, the basic weekly plan, and the zones. We do clutter checks in between, and that's the simple FlyLady system. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful.